Hey, Shama UFC here. We got a pretty cool little video going on. We're gonna be exposing a fake record, and he's gonna start off the fight, taunting us. I recently had an encounter with a new subscriber. He was power spamming a little bit in our first fight, and I personally don't like people like that. I feel like they exploit the game. But he ended up being a cool person. Turns out I'm not sure if he owns it, but he says he does. Like he works from a tattoo shop, and he doesn't really have time to learn the game. So I just tried to give him some tips, and he said he followed us on YouTube. You know, the best thing I could tell people, like our new viewer, is just knowing your fighter, knowing what they're strong at. For example, I got Terence Crawford against Canelo, so we know one thing: we don't want to sit in the pocket too long with Canelo Alvarez. He has liver destroyer, body worker, so it's going to be doing so much amplified damage to the body, we're not going to be able to take much. But as you can see, I'm not sure if my opponent is aware of how deadly the body shots are. He's not really throwing too many. Um, and what I do know is I can move around a little bit better than Canelo. I have a really good jab, and my main strength is punches and bunches. So me working the jab into like some hook combos definitely help do more damage. Um, and multiple body shots like I just did right there, it stacks damage. And I am an amazing counter striker. Speaking Terence Crawford, of course, he has like 95 counter striking, I believe, and then on top of that, he has Sting like a bee, which is it increases counter damage shots by 20% on top of the 94 and 95. What that tells me is, you just would definitely want to use that jab. You want to counter, and the cool part is you can pressure a little bit with Terence Crawford, depending on who you're facing. If you're facing Canelo, you may not want to, you know, pressure too much because more than likely, if someone is Canelo, they will pressure you. But we're just working the body. Regardless of anything, I love working the body for the simple fact that it drains the stamina a bit and it gets people tired. I don't usually headhunt. I like working the body and my jab, especially very early on. Like, look at that. We're hitting those double body shots. Look at that. He's just standing there recklessly, and look at that. We drop him with a double body shot, come up with a hook up top, and we just completely demolished him in that exchange. And he did the quick glitch. I felt like that was a little bit too short, so I did record another Terence Crawford fight for you guys. I don't want to come out with like a short 5-minute video. We got a Julio Cesar Chavez, and knowing your fighter and knowing who you're fighting against is very important. Even more important, because if you don't know what perks or traits Julio Cesar Chavez has, you can find yourself in trouble. He has smoking left hook, which increases flash knockdowns with his left hook. So you gotta watch out for the left hand. He also has liver destroyer and punches and bunches. So for the most part, you do not want him to get off combos on you, and you do not want him to land lead body hooks. And you could avoid this by circling to the right side and circling away from his lead hand so it doesn't hit you as often, or if not at all, sometimes it can track. And for the most part, I'm going to be trying to use the jab and work in a combo here and there. And we're using that step back where we just hold L1 and we flick backwards. And it gives us a little bit of space. And I like to use this too. Sometimes I'll walk in range if they get used to the jab rhythm, and I'll just step back, and it's making them miss. So remember, guys, when you miss punches, it drains more of your long-term stamina. But if you're landing them, it takes less. So yeah, we took some chances right there. We just landed a few body shots. That white flash just indicated that I countered him, so sting like a bee and my high counter punching. Look at that. We got another one right there. Some of these counters are happening because if you guys don't notice, when I am when I'm jabbing, and also when I'm near him, I'm always circling to a direction, whether it be right or left, just depending. He's throwing his right hand more, so I just circle away from it for a bit. And when we circle away, remember, guys, with counters, like, if they miss a punch, that's a counter window for you. I know tracking's been broken, so the only thing I could do, and we could just hope for December's patch to fix this. I think once that's fixed, on top of some other issues, I'll probably play this game a lot more. I definitely love helping you guys out, helping you guys learn the game. But if you guys want to learn something, and I really recommend watch my pace, pay attention to what I'm throwing and how much I'm throwing, because in December I don't know what they're changing. A lot of people want 10 to 12 rounders, so I don't know if that's going to be the new standard for quick match and ranked, or if there's going to be options. I don't know. But one thing you could do is learn a really good pace, because I see a lot of people going into fights into the third, fourth round of 8 rounders with like half their stamina gone. At the end of the day, regardless of the pre-patch, power punch spam, this game was sold and it's made as a simulation boxing game. It's trying to encapsulate simulation for the most part. Very like realistic. That's what they're going for. They never try to be just like Fight Night where it's more arcadic. That's not the route they're trying to go for. They're gonna make it fun enough, but they want more realistic aspects where if you have really good skill, you should never lose, which I am a fan of. And it's still good enough to have fun. I see plenty of my friends, they have fun, playing the game, regardless of pace or fighting style. Sometimes it depends on the person, but if you're competitive, you definitely want to learn better pace. Because for the most part, that's why I circled away. No point in risking extra damage and loss of stamina. I landed a couple counters. I landed clean body shots. I know I'm winning that round. Basically, I'm outpointing them with the jab and landing cleaner shots while they continue to whiff. So if I land like 4 jabs and like a body hook, and they keep landing a power shot here and there, at the end of the round, the tally is going to go to me. I'm going to be winning these rounds, which makes it easier. We're getting him to miss, overthrow, overextend, and that's going to put us in a position where we have a significant amount of stamina lead. Because if you look, we're going into the third, and I still have about 95, 97% stamina. And we're working their bodies, of course. Has a really good way. And with the jab, of course, if you're getting countered, just switch it up, use the body jab. And sometimes I like to do footsies. I like to, that's basically like where you're walking towards them, and then right before you're entering the pocket, you walk back, and you go like in and out. What this does is a lot of people get used to you just running straight at them, right? And then it will just have them throw. You're basically baiting them to throw. And a lot of times they'll just miss or overextend, and you can counter them. So just find what works for you. Use round 1 and 2 as like a feeling out process to try to see what you want to do and what's landing. What are they falling for? How are you countering them? So, yeah, I really hope you guys do learn a thing or two from watching the video, or watching my videos in general. But yeah, I used to struggle against people like this probably in the beginning of the game, but once I got an understanding of my pace, how to counter-strike, I feel like a lot better now. I just don't play often. Like I said, it's only because of tracking. I love the stamina, personally. I don't mind harsher stamina. As you can see, like, if you watch this gameplay compared to some others, I'm a lot more patient. So I'm learning the game just like you guys. So, I'm watching guys like iGameYouWatch, Prioxis. That kind of helps. They've been playing the game a lot longer than me, so I could definitely learn a thing or two from these guys. So yeah, we're still working that body. And if you guys are wondering why I'm pressuring a little bit, it's because every time I come close to him, he was throwing like 1-2, 1-2. Him throwing that probably like the 3rd or 4th strike means he has no short-term stamina. And that's when I like to hit the body. It does Not sure if it does more damage. I'm pretty sure it does, but it's definitely gonna drain their stamina. Hey, see, like when he's overthrown like that, that's when I like to hit the body, just like that, because that is the perfect time to get them hurt and also kill their stamina. So you see the little bar that, and then it gets grayed out after you throw like a few punches. Don't like let that go all the way down, guys, when you're throwing, because the more you overextend and that gray bar gets bigger and bigger and bigger, the more stamina you're gonna lose, especially if you're missing. So that's a good trick to, that's a good tip for you maintaining your stamina throughout these rounds. You know, if you notice it get below like 15-20%, just let it come back. It comes back faster when you let the guard down, so probably just leave the pocket and return. But yeah, look, he threw like a power shot. And I saw he was getting really slow, so I know the short-term stamina is very low. Yep, just like that. Just touching the body with the jab. We use the jab to get in range for this sequence right here. Yeah, we went a little bit crazy. It was the end of the round, and I felt like I could get a rock, but we did not. Still fine, because I know my opponent's stamina is looking nothing like this. So, yeah. Still hits us with a power shot, but he's still running low on that stamina, so we're just trying to rip to that body. Regardless of who you are, you should definitely be punching the body. Oh, look at that. He's already in loose, he's already in flat foot. Flat foot basically means you can't use loose footwork anymore, and it also makes you walk around. You can't really circle, you can't really move around quick at all. As you can see, he's very slow now. This is when you kind of want to start applying pressure a bit, as long as you're not hurt, of course. You know, if you're hurt, this is where you could take your time if needed. But yeah, now I'm gonna start applying that pressure because he doesn't really have the stamina to throw big combos at me, so I don't really have anything to be too concerned about. So, you know, if I get knocked down or something, of course I'm going to, you know, change it up. But as long as he's not hurting us, we're gonna try to get him out of here. And the crazy part is, if you want to know how much stamina he needs to have to enter in flat foot, he needs to have, I think, around 30 to 35% stamina. So that means I have like a 85 to 90% stamina. He has about like 30% stamina. That's a huge gap in stamina. I could throw big combos like pretty much for the rest of the fight and still be okay. And Terence Crawford doesn't have the greatest cardio. This is lightweight version, so he doesn't have it super high. But if you control your pace, you can last. But yeah, I'm pretty sure winning the round, so I just walked away. You know, like, I don't want a chance of, this is a big issue with the game, too. You know, even though he has no stam, like, he could still hit me with, like, a thunderous power shot and drop me. I just feel like that should be nearly impossible. And it should be a lot easier to hurt these guys. Some guys last a little too long with no stamina and keep eating shots, but hey, we can only hope for December. Yeah, we're going to rip that body. That's what got him so tired. And we're just going to apply his pressure. He doesn't know what to do. You know, he's gassed. He has nowhere to go, nowhere to run to. There's nothing he can do. And look at that. We're going to rock him to the body, and then we're going to drop him from the top. Nasty sequence right there. And he quits. Yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. We're going to be doing daily content, so please tune in.